have to tell you this story because this is the great pleasure you get of being the Minister for Local Government. So there is a Local Government Women's Award that gets given every year. And this year the winner of the Local Government Women's Young Achievers Award was a young lady from Newcastle who was an apprentice carpenter. And she came to Parliament House and I presented her with her award. She was in this black strapless dress. She's a very articulate young lady. I was impressed that she's an apprentice carpenter and I'm so pleased to see a young lady going into what's normally a male trade. 2 weeks later, I'm visiting Newcastle and I go to the depot and I meet with the Newcastle apprentices, and there this young lady is, but not in a black strapless dress, but in fluoros and cargo work pants with paint all over them. Looking completely different to what I saw her 2 weeks ago, and she takes me to the carpenter's workshop to show me what she's working on, and she said to me, I was so honoured to come to Parliament House to be given this award. I was so honoured. I bought myself a black dress and black heels. It cost me $500, but I think I'm going to have to sell the dress because I can't afford to keep her. So when I got back to Sydney, I sent her a gift voucher for $500 so she could keep her black dress and her heels. She wrote back to me last week to thank me very much for the gift voucher, to tell me that she'd spent the $500 on a grinder, something that she was always interested in. But these are the sort of touching things that you see as you start empowering young people to be re-skilled in local government.
You told a story about presenting an award to a young female apprentice carpenter from...
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So why did you focus on her appearance, describing her black strapless dress at Parliament House, and then contrasted it with her work attire?
So, I presented an award to a young Apprentice a Year Award, Local Government Women's, I didn't know.
Yeah.
When I visited a few weeks later, Newcastle Council Depot, I met her again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She told me how honoured that she was to come to Parliament to receive an award.
Yep.
And spent $500 buying a black strapless dress and black shoes, and that she doesn't think she could afford to keep the dress, and she was going to sell it. And so I then, sometime after that, sent her a gift voucher for $500 so she could keep a dress, which I did quietly, and she sent me a response thanking me very much, and that she used the $500 to buy a grinder because that's all she could afford, because she couldn't afford to buy a grinder. I don't know whether she kept the dress or not.
I know. So do you consider like whether a personal gift of this nature from a senior male minister to a young female apprentice could be perceived as inappropriate?
Well, I wouldn't think so. I just told them the story of what she told me. I didn't actually recall what she wore when I presented her one of many women with an award. I quoted what she said to me when I met her in the depot.
Yeah, and so do you think if a senior official within the local council personally gave a young female
I don't
apprentice...
accept the premise of the question. I think it's ridiculous, really. I mean, I sent a girl $500 who's an apprentice so she can keep a dress, and quoted what she'd said to me.